Hello, welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Recently I watched one of Jay Hoskins' videos, which I'll link to in the description, where he took a drum break, put it into the Elektron Octatrack, chopped it up into slices, and then used the Octatrack's LFO on a sample and hold setting to play random slices of the drum break. This made for a really interesting, slightly chaotic, kind of always changing drum pattern, which sounded great. So I thought I'd have a go at doing a similar thing on the Force to see if it was possible, which it is to a degree, and also to see if it's possible to make it sound good in a performance as well. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing I've done is choose a drum break, and you'll see here it's called break 125. 125 relates to the to the sample tempo. The first thing we're going to do is change our project tempo to the same value of 125, which we do by holding down tempo and changing the dial. The reason I've done that is because I'm going to use the regions function to chop the sample up, which only works if the sample tempo and the project tempo are the same. Obviously you can do it any way you want. This is just an easy way to do it. For this example. Other thing to bear in mind when choosing your sample, this will obviously sound better if your sample's got loads of variations in it. If it's playing the same thing all the time, then you won't hear any difference. So now we've done that, we're going to go to chop and regions, and we can see that it's automatically chosen 16. For this example, we're just going to go down to 8. If we press pad view, we can see chopped it up into nice sections for us. So what we're going to do now is transform that or convert that into slices so that the slices go into the sample pool. So we do that by holding shift and convert, and we're going to go to new track with new samples, and you can see here it's going to crop each of those slices for us and create a new track. We press do it, and now here we've got that track. So if we go into note mode, now we're immediately going to delete that track because we don't want it set up like that. We're going to set up a new track and use different layers. So what we've got at the moment is an audio track with our original sample on it, just playing in a complete loop. We're now going to create another drum track, and we're going to go to track edit and samples. Now what we're going to do is each pad on a drum kit can have 4 different layers of sample. We're going to apply a different slice to each of these layers, which we do by tapping on it, going to streaming, and see these S1 to S8. These are the slices that were just created. So we're going to put 1 to 4 on our first pad. So this is a bit boring to watch. Number 4, and now on our second pad, which has gone back to nothing because there's nothing on it, we're going to put 5 to 6 on these layers. 6, 7. Oh, what's going on there? 8. Is that right? Yes. I don't know. Something weird's gone on there. Why has that done that? I don't know. Anyway, that's done what we want to do. Sorry for that little mistake. So now we've got all of those the first 4 slices stacked on pad 1 and the second 4 stacked on pad 2. So now we're going to select that pad and we're going to change the layer play from velocity to random. And that means that every time this pad is activated by the sequencer or by our finger, it will choose one of those 4 pads at random. And we're going to do the same for pad 2. So now both of our pads are going to play a random sample. Okay, so now we've got our 2 pads set up. Each has 4 rotating or randomly playing samples on it. We're going to create a clip for this track, and we're going to edit it just for this example so it's nice and short, down to 1 bar. Now we're going to select our first pad and go into our step sequencer mode and put that there. Then we're going to select our second pad and put it there. Now when we play this clip, it's going to play each of these pads individually, and each time it will play a different sample. First thing we're going to do is mute our original tracks. We don't want to hear that at the moment. As you can hear, with each time one of these notes plays, we're getting a different sample. The impact of this effect will be different depending on the sample you pick. So now that we've got our randomized layer set up, we need to figure out a way of making this usable. And there's actually quite an easy way of doing it. If we mute our randomized track and just listen to our looping drum break, if we go to clip editor, we can find a section of the drum break as it is that is steady, which has no changes in it really, which I've done by reducing the loop length to 1. So we've now got a really nice steady drum break, which we can use to alternate in and out. So if we go to mixer, what we're going to do is put our crossfader all the way to A, and we're going to make our steady drum break on side A of the crossfader, and our chaotic randomized track on side B of the crossfader. We're going to unmute it, and now we're going to play. So now we've got our steady drum break going, but we can very easily switch to our chaotic one if we want to use it as a fill-in. We can blend two together if we want extra chaos. Then we can just drop immediately back to our steady drum break. And you can exacerbate this effect by putting a load of effects on one or the other of the tracks. So you can see as a principle here, it's very easy to build kind of an evolving drum pattern using the randomized slices method. But if you have a counterpoint to that being the simple drum break, which has no variation in it, you can use it as a fill-in method. It's just a really useful kind of technique for building some variation into a performance. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Sorry it went on a little bit longer than I expected it to. There'll be some more of these in the pipeline. So if you would like to see them, please like and subscribe and all that YouTube jazz. Cheers, thanks for watching.